The news has just broken. Sad, tragic news. Mike Leach has passed away. He passed away last night. Complications related to the heart attack that he suffered on Sunday. Leach, head coach of Mississippi State, was just coaching on Saturday for the bowl game for his Bulldogs. And 48 hours later, passed away, complications from the massive heart attack. Terrible, terrible news, terrible sadness, terrible loss. You know, as I was saying earlier in the show, what you see in the outpouring for Mike Leach was a love of a guy that was 100% himself and wasn't putting on airs to be the football king. College football, the NFL, is always about these coaches being the football kings. I've got the control. I make all the money. I tell you all what to do. I'm the smartest guy. Condescending to media, dismissive of fans, all of that type of stuff. This happens all the time. It is the traditional coach trope. I'm the king around here. You guys will listen to what I say because I'm going to change the culture. We're going to win. And everybody swings around their bag of bravado, their bucket of testosterone. We'll do it my way, my way. And Mike Leach was never like that. Mike Leach never acted as though everybody else was stupid and he was smart, or that he was supposed to have all of the control and you were just a peon. He never acted like he was sitting on a throne, the king of whatever coach he was, wherever he was coaching. Texas Tech, Washington State, Mississippi State. He never did that. And he was willing to be open-minded about a lot of other topics besides football. He was willing to talk about silly things like Halloween candy and serious things like history. And he just had a lot of different layers to him. And because of that, he resonated differently with fans all across the country. I don't think you had to be a Texas Tech fan, a Washington State fan, or a Mississippi State fan to be a Mike Leach fan. I think it was easy. Mike Leach just seemed normal in his eccentric way. He was very eccentric and a very different thinker and different mind, but he seemed normal in the way that he wasn't trying to prove how smart he was all the time, even though he was remarkably smart from a football standpoint. He probably was a little too smart for football. He really created what you see so much of in today's college football world and to the NFL in a certain degree as well. And that's this incredibly dynamic passing attack that challenges the defense on all downs. The air raid, when you hear the air raid, which is kind of secondhand for an offense in college that passes 50, 60, sometimes 70 times a game, it was challenge the defense on every play. And how do you challenge them? You don't have to challenge them by running the football. They kind of know what's going to go on there. You challenge them by trying to get into space, throwing a ton, getting them exhausted, playing at pace. And if you got to throw 70 times a game, you throw 70 times a game. And if you've thrown 5 interceptions, you keep throwing. That there's no fear there that you are challenging and pushing and manipulating the defense on every single play by throwing the football downfield. And that air raid, because in college it's a little easier to do than in the NFL, because if you have a couple of talent differentials at wide receiver or at quarterback, you widen that gap by picking on the exposed. You got a backup corner who's a 2-star kid, we'll throw 50 times at that kid. If I've got Michael Crabtree, if I've got an air raid quarterback that can throw footballs downfield, 50 yards, 60 yards, 45 yards, we'll do that and we'll keep doing that. And I don't care if we had to punt on 3 and outs, 7 straight series to put our defense in a compromised situation. We keep throwing. And he did it at Kentucky when he was the OC there, and that was Tim Couch's offense. And he did it at Oklahoma for a season, which kind of flipped the Big 12, and then got the job at Texas Tech and blew the doors off the Big 12 by really going all out all the time, throwing the football. Then did it at Wazoo, has been doing it to a certain degree at Mississippi State, and that's his whole legacy, is that he created the air raid offense, and he perfected it. As a character, he'll be missed. As a quote, he'll be missed. As just a guy, he'll be missed. As a coach, as a brain, he'll be missed. Mike Leach passing away last night at the age of 61. That news just coming down moments ago.